My YouTube studio presented me with a notification that a known issue has been occurring for the last 2 days, and it was that there are missing comments. Now, YouTube is funny because YouTube has probably a lot of issues, a lot of problems, a lot of glitches that need to be worked out. As YouTube introduces new changes and tests out different things, they also break a lot of things in the process, which is mind-blowing to think that at this stage in the game, they continue to allow this to happen. But it is a large platform. There is a lot of moving pieces, I'm sure. I would be willing to bet that many of the departments within YouTube's organization don't necessarily communicate very well amongst themselves. And if they are outsourcing any of this labor to third parties, then, some of the changeovers, some of the switches, some things can get lost in the sauce and slip through the cracks. But more importantly, I want to talk about the reason why you're getting less views, or maybe the reason why you're getting no views, or better yet, the reason why you're getting a lot of views. And it could be from a variety of different reasons. Some of them can be self-inflicted, but others could potentially be completely out of your control. So 4/17/2024, YouTube admits that there's a known issue that comments are missing. And some creators will gauge the success, or at least some percentage or portion of the success of their video based on comments and engagement. And in theory, if you post a video, you create a video, you edit, you upload, you publish, and you're not getting any comments, you may think to yourself, well, did I do something wrong? Well, no, not necessarily. There's just a glitch. There's a problem. There's a bug. There's something that YouTube's trying to work through to get resolved. But from the creator's perspective, especially if you're not looking on desktop, because these known issues don't show up on your mobile YouTube Studio app, then you'll never know that, hey, it's not you, it's them. And granted, you could look at Team YouTube on Twitter, you could look at Down Detector and a variety of other websites. But the crazy part about it, to me, is that this is a known issue that YouTube has admitted. And I've had instances where YouTube has admitted that there is no known issue, only to a few hours later release the notification that it's a known issue. And that then makes me think about, well, how many other issues exist within the platform that YouTube hasn't admitted is a known issue? And this could be a reason why you're getting less views. This could be a reason why you're getting no views. This could also be a reason why you're getting a lot of views. YouTube can make mistakes. And in fact, one of the mistakes that it actually makes is from the perspective of traffic and promoted videos. Because if you actually dive into the analytics and go to the advanced tab, which I'd be curious to know, how many of you actually look at your YouTube Studio analytics? And of those, how many of you actually look at the advanced tab of your YouTube Studio analytics? And then from there, drill down into the traffic sources. And if you've noticed, there's an additional source called advertising. And guess what? Most of us probably don't engage in paid promotion for our YouTube videos because it's expensive, counterproductive, and counterintuitive to actually producing a positive return on investment and making money through AdSense. Yet we receive views and traffic because of advertising. Why? Because our content, our video accidentally falls into the net of those who are paying for advertising. And it works out in our favor, but at the end of the day, that means that you're probably receiving views that technically you don't really deserve, but it's a good thing. And it's a bad thing. And oftentimes we as creators, I think, take it personally how a video performs, mainly and primarily off of a vanity metric like views, subscriber gain or loss, and comments. Oh yeah, likes and dislikes. So I can say this a million times. I can say it till I'm blue in the face. And I understand and I get it. Everyone is going to be at a different stage in their life and in their content creation and YouTuber journey to be able to understand and quite possibly even resonate and or be willing to take a step back and approach it from a different vantage point or different perspective of, yeah, you're right. I shouldn't gauge the success of my video or my channel or my content off of a vanity metric. And thinking about that from the get-go, from the actual creation process, will actually quite possibly reduce and hinder your effectiveness at actually being a content creator and ultimately connecting with the audience that you are intending to reach. And that is, if you know who that audience is, if you have that intended audience in mind when making your videos, when speaking to camera. For instance, now I am specifically talking to YouTubers and content creators who are wondering why they're getting less views or no views at all. And there's another important factor that I want to share, and it's something that I've kind of been thinking about since yesterday as I received some comments on my videos and live streams. And it's understanding, which I don't have the vidIQ plugin anymore because it was more distracting than it was of any real benefit or any aid to me. And yes, I guess maybe let me just explain in case you haven't seen any of my videos before. I no longer really care about vanity metrics, really, period. My sole focus and purpose is to deliver the message effectively and reach the target audience, knowing that that target audience may not be very large. In addition to realizing I'm fighting an uphill battle and I'm swimming upstream in regard to how YouTube views my channel, my audience, my niche, my avatar, and I'm working through that. And I think I have to continuously work through that. And I'm willing to do that for however long it takes to see if it will ever happen. And if it does, it's going to be an amazing case study that I would love to share with the world, as there are so many other people out there probably thinking the same thing as me. Can I change my channel? Can I change my niche? Can I change my conversation? But I think the focus here is knowing that if you want to make that change, well, what are you changing it to? And what is the percentage? What is the audience size? Okay. How many people out there are interested in this content, in this story, in this conversation? And in essence, the conversation of YouTube channel growth and strategy and coaching and consulting, it's a smaller audience size, right? In addition to, it's a smaller audience size that is also jockeying for position and fighting for views in an oversaturated niche with so many other content creators and channels putting out videos about YouTube and YouTube theory and YouTube strategy. Some of them being honest, some of them being real, some of them being fake, some of them being flat out clickbait, scams, and lies. But me personally, I only want to share from honesty and experience. And one of the things that I experienced with vidIQ was how the tool can show you the roundabout range of the audience size of a specific or particular topic or keyword. And this is important because if we put all the YouTube glitches and all the known YouTube issues aside, and we look at it from the perspective of content creation and how to get views and how to get subscribers, well, if we put all that aside and we focus on making content specifically for that audience, to target that audience and bring them in, satisfy them, keep them interested and wanting more, again, we have to do that. We can't just say a video is hashtag social security and it doesn't have anything to do with social security, okay? We actually need to provide. We need to deliver on that promise, and oftentimes under promise and over deliver, which quite often never really happens. But be that as it may, if we put the glitches aside and we focus on making great content, we also need to realize that the audience size is limited. And therefore, if you're using these tools and you're doing your research and you're getting a better idea, understanding for how many viewers exist for this topic is number one. What is my competition and saturation for this topic, which is number two. And then number three is, how patient am I? because not every video, not every short, not every live stream, not every community post, nothing is guaranteed to provide and prove to be effective immediately. And sometimes you just gotta wait. I don't know how long you gotta wait. You just gotta wait. If you've ever had an experience, a situation where you said to yourself, man, I'm getting a lot of views and getting a lot of subs and I don't know why, and then you look and you drill down and it's a video that you uploaded 6 months ago that all of a sudden YouTube decided to show, you just gotta wait. You just gotta be patient. It's actually pretty interesting when I come across folks who contact me for coaching and consulting and advice and strategy and things like that, and they say, all of a sudden I'm getting less views. And I think to myself, and I look at their channel, I do a little quick analysis, a little, channel audit, and I'm like, well, you really weren't getting that many views to begin with, but the decline in views is actually back to normal. And the real question we should have been asking was, when we started getting more views, why? Why were we getting more views? Do we know why we're getting more views? Can we replicate and duplicate getting more views? Because if not, then we will automatically, naturally, it's like, human, reaction, instinct to just say, oh, we're getting shortchanged, we're getting less. When actually, no, you're getting the same. We really should have been focusing on why were we getting more? And that's where it's at. This is not a guarantee in no way, shape, or form. Even large, huge, big channels will tell you to this day, they don't know if or when this will ever stop for them. And while it's going, it's great, it's good, it's whatever. But if for some reason the algorithm or the audience or just something changes, then they know that the ride is over, and they can either continue on, and take what they're going to get, or they could quit, or they could try and do a refresh or something like that. So when I think about it from the perspective of, well, I'm getting less views, or I'm not getting enough views, or I'm getting no views, I then need to ask the question and say, well, what is the size of the audience that you're actually targeting, and how many views even exist in this audience of the content that you're creating? And if you don't know the size of the audience, that's not going to be very beneficial in your success. If you don't know the intended audience, well, then there's no way that you could even begin to know the size of the audience, because you don't even know who you're talking to and what their interests are. And, besides that, we need to be patient. We need to be patient. We need to be consistent. We need to be continuously working on delivering the message and connecting and communicating effectively, and not being in such a rush, and ultimately realizing that, or at least I have, is that the views don't really matter. It's where the views come from that matter more, especially if you're looking for creating a level of sustainability where you never have to say to yourself again, I'm getting less views. See what I'm saying? That's it for today, guys. I'll see you on the next one.